Okay, it's time for an update. Winter's coming. We've already had our first snow. We can still ride, but kind of getting a little bit more limited. The window's getting smaller every day. But I got plans for the winter. And here's an update on that subject. This is the street tracker that I've been riding all summer. It's been a really reliable, fun bike to ride. And I'm already starting the winter upgrades. I'm going to do a performance engine build on this bike. Also, I'm doing a tire upgrade. I just put this 150 on here. This is a Dunlop DT3R, which is a dirt track tire, but it's a radial version. And the tire that came off of it's going on the flat track bike because it needs a little bit more bite on the track. So I'm upgrading the tires on that and going to some wider profile rubber so I can get a little bit more grip. The Sportster, it's getting a stroker engine build, 4 5/8 stroke. I have Truett and Osborne flywheels. I also have an S&S flywheel. But I think I'm going to go with the Truett and Osborne because I'm having a hard time finding the correct pinion shaft to run that S&S flywheel setup. Also, these pipes, which were a bit of a struggle to build, I'm going to modify them a little bit because the front pipe is a little bit too high. It's probably 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch too high. And I can't run an S&S Super E, which is the carburetor I'd like to run. And this is a B, what's on it now. It works okay, but it's not giving me the throttle response I'm after. And so I gotta do a little bit of a modification to the pipes to make that work. While the engine's out and apart, I think I'm going to powder coat the frame. And I'm building some new fork stops because what I came up with when I put this 39mm front end on it in the spring, it's okay, but I don't think it's the best setup for a fork stop. So here's what I'm going to put in here is some pieces I made. They're going to weld onto the frame like so. And those will be the fork stops. It's the same idea as what you'd find on a real flat tracker. This is a C&J frame, and these are the fork stops that they weld on for this. So I'm going to do the same thing over here on this Sportster frame. There's the front tire. That's a big fatty. It's a 130. That tire's going on this bike. Right now that's a 110. It's a little bit skinny and I need a little bit more bite. The front end on this bike, when the track is loose, it feels a little bit sketchy. Keeping in mind you're going pretty fast on a half-mile track. I need all the traction I can find. So this is the tire that I'm going to use on that bike, and then I've already ordered it, a DT3R for the front of this bike. That's a radial. It's just a slightly narrower than this. This is a 130. I'm going to a 120. I don't think I'm going to feel the difference on a street bike. This is a street tracker. It's primarily a street bike. But I really like the brake upgrade I did with these Brembo calipers on a spoke wheel. This bike's been an absolute blast to ride, and I don't regret building it at all. So this is why I'm going to do some more upgrades to it. and make the engine a little bit more lively. The Super Glide, all it really needs is a service and a front tire. So that got ridden this summer as well, but it's kind of sits in the background most of the time because I really like riding this bike.